This is the Spatial Media Expert Series presented by Skyrim.ai. In this episode, we discuss how the next generation of sports fans are having an impact on the sports media industry.
Welcome to this expert series, Deep Dives by Skyrim.ai. We take the information that really matters and try to unpack it for you.
And today, we're looking at something huge happening in sports.
Yeah, a real seismic shift, actually. It's all about how Gen Z engages with, their favorite games, teams, athletes.
It's not just some minor trend either. This is genuinely reshaping the entire industry.
Exactly. So we're calling this one Engaging Gen Z, Short Form, Social, and the Future of Sports Viewing.
And what jumps out right away, I think, is this really stark generational contrast. You look at the data, the way sports are consumed is just different. You mentioned that global survey.
Yeah, the one showing only, was it 31% of sports fans aged 18 to 24?
Just 31%. Yeah, watching live full-length matches regularly.
Now, compare that. Compare that to the 75% of fans aged 55 and older who still do that.
75%. I mean, that's not just a gap.
No.
It's a chasm, really. And figuring out why that is, well, that's critical for anyone in sports today.
Absolutely. And it's not like this younger generation suddenly hates sports or competition.
Not at all.
It's more that their definition of being a fan and the ways they connect, it's just evolving so fast.
So our goal today in this deep dive is to really dig into these changing habits.
See how the industry is reacting, or maybe how it needs to react.
Exactly, to really engage this, vital demographic.
Okay, so to kick things off, what are some of the core things driving this unique approach from Gen Z?
Well, a fundamental piece is their preference for what people are calling snackable content. It's ingrained.
Snackable, right.
Short bursts. Yeah. You mentioned a 2023 study. Only 58% of Gen Z viewers actually watch live games start to finish.
Only 58%. So the rest, over 40%.
They prefer to catch up through shorter stuff, digestible format.
Which is interesting. It's not just about a shorter attention span, is it?
No, I think it's also about efficiency. They want the key moments, the highlights, delivered fast.
Exactly. Instead of sitting through a whole, maybe long broadcast.
They want the instant replays, the highlights popping up on social media, those curated clips.
We even saw that poll, right? Nearly a quarter, 23% of Gen Z sports fans actually prefer highlights to the live game.
Prefer them. And another chunk, like 17%, said they prioritize watching on their own schedule. On demand.
That really speaks to control, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They want to decide when and how they engage.
It does. And if you think about the media world they grew up in, it just makes total sense. TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels.
Constant quick hits.
Exactly. It's all designed for these rapid-fire bursts of entertainment, of information.
So that constant exposure kind of conditions an expectation, maybe, for immediate to-the-point content.
Right. So the idea of just sitting, waiting through lulls or commercial breaks in a traditional game
feels inefficient.
Almost, yeah. Inefficient compared to just swiping to the next thing.
So the pacing, the whole ebb and flow of a traditional game, it just doesn't quite match with that rhythm they're used to.
Pretty much. But it's not just about how long things are, right?
No, definitely not. The sources hammer home the role of social media. It's central.
Oh, absolutely central. It's not just an add-on for these fans. It's often the front door.
The main entry point.
Yeah, that stat you shared. 74% of young adults get most of their sports stuff from social platforms.
74%, that's huge.
It is. And that's where they are getting, real-time reactions on Reddit, chatting live on Twitch during games.
Catching those viral moments on TikTok almost instantly.
Exactly. And YouTube seems like a real beast in this whole ecosystem.
Yeah, the data there was pretty striking. Almost half of Gen Z fans use YouTube several times a week just for sports.
More than even dedicated sports apps sometimes.
Which says a lot about YouTube's flexibility, I guess. Highlights, analysis, docs, creator stuff.
It's all there. And what's also really interesting is how they connect with individual athletes on these platforms.
Right. Following players directly.
Actively following them, yeah. Engaging with their personal lives, lifestyle posts, vlogs, that kind of thing.
So it suggests maybe loyalty is shifting more towards players than just teams.
It could be. A really compelling player with a strong online game can pull in viewers, no matter the team.
That's a fascinating point about personal brands, and it reminds me of that comment from Josh Noble at SBJ.
About F1?
Yeah, in the Financial Times. He said, for sports trying to reach this generation, often the first port of call is documentary filmmakers.
Which perfectly explains the Drive to Survive phenomenon on Netflix.
Totally. It nailed it.
It really did. It tapped into the drama, the rivalries, the personalities behind F1.
Made compelling stories.
Exactly. Stories that hit home with a younger crowd who maybe weren't watching races before.
So it focused on narrative, personality,
Mm-hmm.
maybe less on the super technical race details initially.
Right, and that created this emotional investment that then pulled them deeper into the sport itself.
And now you see others trying it. Tennis, golf, the NFL.
Yeah, break point, full swing, quarterback. They're all trying to capture that magic.
Okay, so it's starting to become clearer why that traditional, say, 3-hour linear broadcast is facing some headwinds with Gen Z.
Definitely.
What are the main mismatches there between that format and their habits?
Well, there are several big ones. We've touched on the short form thing already that creates a much higher
Opportunity cost.
opportunity cost for their attention. Why sit through the slow bits or ads when there's endless other stuff? Just swipe away.
They want the clippable moments.
The highlights, the big plays, yeah. Not necessarily the whole 3-hour narrative arc.
And then there's just the basic platform preference, right? They're digital natives.
Through and through. They expect content on demand, ready for mobile.
That stat about 80% preferring to watch sports on their phones.
80%. Often while doing other things or on the move.
That just fundamentally challenges the old model, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Gathering around the TV at a set time.
Completely. The expectation now is immediate access, personalized feeds, watching on their terms, often vertical video even.
A static one-way broadcast just feels clunky in that world.
It can, yeah. And it links to another issue, the lack of personalization.
Right. They're used to algorithms feeding them exactly what they like.
On social, on YouTube, it's all curated.
Yeah.
So a one-size-fits-all broadcast can feel a bit, well, generic, less engaging maybe.
And that stat about only 1 in 4 Gen Z fans thinking live game viewing is important for fandom.
That really underlines the shift, doesn't it? What it even means to be a fan is changing.
It's broadening out beyond just watching the game live.
Exactly. They want interaction. They're engaging with athletes online. They're in fan communities playing fantasy.
Which brings us to interactivity, right? They don't just want to watch passively.
No way. They want to participate.
Like the real-time chats on Twitter,
Yeah.
live polls, fantasy leagues.
Video games tied to the live action, all that stuff. A traditional broadcast feels very one-way compared to that.
Less immersive, maybe.
Could be. And there's also the cultural aspect we shouldn't ignore.
The commentary style.
Yeah. The sometimes formal, traditional broadcast commentary, it might not always land with a generation raised on, creator content.
Which is often more irreverent, funnier, plugged into internet culture.
Exactly. But look, it's not all bad news for the sports world.
No, definitely not. Some organizations are really getting it right.
Yeah, it's fascinating to see how some are adapting and finding success. F1 and Drive to Survive is the big one, understanding storytelling.
But what else is working? Who else is connecting well?
Well, you have to talk about the NBA. They are masters of social media engagement.
Oh, yeah. Their Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. It's constant.
And it's good stuff. Highlights, behind the scenes, memes. They really know how to stay relevant with younger fans, even if those fans aren't watching full games all the time.
They work with influencers and creators too, right? Very proactively.
They do. They really understand that short, shareable content for social and mobile. And their fan demos skew younger because of it.
Okay, so the NBA is a leader there. What about other leagues, like the NFL?
The NFL's been experimenting, which is interesting. You've got things like the Nickelodeon Slime broadcasts.
Ah, yeah, the slime.
A bit gimmicky maybe, but a direct play for kids. And they've streamed games with popular YouTubers doing commentary, trying new formats.
I also thought that English Premier League game mode camera angle was clever.
The one that looks like FIFA.
Yeah, exactly. A direct nod to fans who are used to that video game perspective, controlling the view.
It is clever. And then there's the whole augmented reality and XR side of things.
Right, AR and mixed reality.
Studies show fans, especially younger ones, are more likely to watch if there's AR analysis and cool visuals.
Like virtual shot charts on a basketball court.
Yeah.
Or that K-League example.
Using AR for play diagrams in soccer,
Yeah.
tech like that really grabs the attention of digital natives.
It adds another layer, right? More info, more interaction than just watching.
Definitely. And it's not just on the broadcast. Teams are using AR in stadiums, developing VR games.
Like the Premier League's VR venture. Another way to engage through tech.
And we also have to touch on the blurring lines between traditional sports and esports.
Ah, yeah, that's a big one for Gen Z.
For them, the definition of sports is just broader. You see big leagues hosting esports tournaments now, teams signing pro gamers.
And the fact that playing FIFA actually makes young people more likely to go to real games or subscribe.
That's a huge insight, isn't it? It shows how connected it all is.
It really does. These things aren't separate silos. They feed each other.
Okay, so if we pull all these trends and successes together, what are the key strategies the wider sports industry should be focusing on for Gen Z?
Well, first off, it seems like fully embracing short form, that snackable content, is just table stakes now.
Absolutely. Near real-time highlights everywhere.
Official bite-sized content accounts, maybe even those condensed game recaps, like a 10-minute version.
Feed the highlight culture directly. That's number one.
And number two seems to be leveraging creators and athletes, their authenticity.
Yeah, that's non-negotiable. Gen Z trusts those voices often more than traditional ads.
So empower athletes to build their brands, partner smartly with the right creators.
Cut through the noise that way, like the NFL encouraging player celebrations, embracing personality.
Right. Then third, offer interactive gamified experiences.
Crucial for keeping them engaged. Simple polls, trivia in broadcasts.
Or deeper stuff like fantasy tie-ins, maybe choosing your own highlights.
Voting on camera angles. Anything to make it participatory, not passive.
Okay. And fourth, the tech integration. Augmented reality, rich graphics.
We talked about that. Those immersive visuals really appeal to this tech-savvy audience. Virtual analysts, AR player cards, real-time stats on screen.
That kind of stuff.
And that leads us neatly into something potentially even more powerful. Personalization through AI.
Which is where, obviously, Skyrim.ai comes into the picture.
Exactly. The potential here is immense. Imagine every fan having their own AI companion, tailoring the broadcast just for them.
Yeah, the Skyrim.ai sports AI agent concept. It sounds like a real game changer, a personal AI for game day.
Delivering the specific stats you care about, the camera angles you like.
Even personalized AR effects, you mentioned, like celebrations for casual fans or deep analytics for others.
Precisely that level of tailoring.
Yeah.
And its responsive understanding voice or chat commands. Show me that replay. Give me more info on this player.
That level of on-demand control is exactly what Gen Z seems to value.
And crucially, this AI could link everything together, streaming, betting, fantasy, creating one unified, personalized fan hub.
It just aligns perfectly with those Gen Z expectations. Control, interaction, customization.
And like Denny Breitenfeld, the CEO of Skyrim.ai, put it, the vision is AI as a partner, anticipating what you want, bringing you closer.
That's a huge leap from a standard broadcast to something totally individual.
It really is. And finally, maybe fifth, fostering community.
Ah, right. Even if it's digital community.
Especially digital. Gen Z connects in places like Reddit, Discord, Twitch. Sports orgs need to be in those spaces.
Hosting AMAs, joining discussions, maybe official team Discord servers.
Exactly. Create that shared experience, that sense of belonging, but online where they already are.
Okay, so it really feels like the future of sports viewing is shifting fast towards this fan-first, tech-driven ecosystem.
Yeah, and maybe the old ways of measuring engagement don't fully capture it anymore.
Like a fan could be super engaged following players on Insta or active in a subreddit.
Even if they don't watch every single live game start to finish.
And the opportunity for the industry is figuring out how to recognize and, well, monetize those new kinds of fandom.
Through new content, interactive features, virtual experiences, all that stuff.
Because it's super clear. Gen Z hasn't lost interest in sports. Not at all.
They've just changed how they connect with it.
And adapting how content is delivered. That's absolutely critical for the industry's future, especially now, given their age and influence.
So this deep dive really highlights some critical shifts, doesn't it? Gen Z's preference for short-form, social, personalized, interactive content.
It demands a pretty fundamental rethink from the sports industry.
And embracing tech, especially AI-driven personalization like we discussed with Skyrim.ai's agent, it seems less like an option and more like a necessity now.
Absolutely. To meet these evolving needs and keep sports vibrant for the future.
Which leaves a question for you, listening at home. As these Gen Z-driven changes become more mainstream, how do you think your own way of watching and engaging with sports might change?
Yeah, what new ways of experiencing games might pop up in the next few years that could actually surprise you? something to think about.
Skyrim.ai was founded by veterans of the spatial media industry and is committed to advancing the field of immersive sports experiences and storytelling to fans everywhere.